Today we're going to talk about 7 fruits that have the potential to kill cancer. How does a fruit or a plant ever come up with this chemical to kill cancer, since that plant or fruit doesn't normally get cancer like humans get? We will also answer the question of the sugar in fruits, right? Because people might know that fruits are high in sugar and cancer loves sugar. All right, so let's first dive into number 1, berries. But there's 2 specific berries that have more cancer-fighting potential than other berries, and that would be the blueberry and the blackberry, because they have a lot more of this thing called anthocyanins that has all sorts of interesting properties, one being the inhibiting of cancer growth. Okay, now anthocyanins also feed your gut microbes. Like 80% of your immune system is in your gut microbiome. So your gut microbes love to eat these plant-based chemicals. You strengthen them, they become more diverse, and they increase in number. There's some pretty great, credible research on anthocyanins decreasing breast cancer, colon cancer, and prostate cancer. Now, I will say they're observational studies, but still, the research is pretty strong. If you can just imagine, like, oh yeah, we just discovered that you can actually help inhibit cancer by eating healthier, right? Who's going to fund that? And that goes right up against pharmaceutical companies. It's not going to happen. There's just so many other things that go way beyond just cancer. We're talking about anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial. All right, so let's go to number 2, citrus fruits, right? This is lemon, limes, grapefruit. Not only are they loaded with vitamin C, which helps your immune system, but they're loaded with flavonoids, one being the detoxification of cancer-causing agents. So in other words, it strengthens the liver's ability to turn these carcinogens into harmless particles. So if you regularly consume citrus fruits, whether it's also like lemon in the water, things like that, you may decrease your risk for certain types of cancer, especially of the digestive system. Next one is pomegranates. Pomegranates are rich in a certain nutrient called ellagic acid. It also has anti-cancer properties. These compounds work overtime to protect your DNA from damage. You have to realize that a cancer cell came from a normal cell. Cancer really is a normal cell that has damage that then has to survive, and so it starts to morph into some other type of metabolism. There's a lot of other phytonutrients in pomegranates that do a lot of different things as well. Decrease inflammation, decrease oxidative stress. All right, the next one is grapes. Now, what are grapes known for? Well, the phytonutrient called resveratrol. Resveratrol is known to help decrease aging, and one of the reasons why someone can extend their age is they're not dying from certain things. So resveratrol is a very thoroughly researched phytonutrient that has all sorts of properties, one being a superhero anti-cancer effect that can bulletproof your cells from experiencing excessive amounts of stress that can then cause the triggering of the cancer. The next one on the list is tomatoes. Yes, tomatoes are really a fruit, even though you might have thought it was a vegetable. Tomatoes are loaded with something called lycopene. Now, you actually can increase the amount of lycopene if you cook the tomato, as in tomato sauce. Now, I have a huge garden of tomatoes, all different kinds. And because I'm experimenting on different type of tomatoes, I have dark purple ones, the green and yellow ones. I have all different types. And those colors represent different pigments, different phytonutrients. So I'm going to experiment on this and see which ones I like as far as taste, see which ones are not as destroyed by insects and bugs. And then also I'm going to send some to the lab to see what the heck is in these tomatoes. All right, next one, avocados. First thing that avocados have, glutathione. That's a super powerful antioxidant that can protect your cells against what's called carcinogens, which are things that cause cancer. The more glutathione you can consume from actual food, the better. The other thing that avocados have are certain phytonutrients that specifically target cancer stem cells. And those are the cells that are not turned into a cancer cell yet, but they're going to. So if you can slow those down, you get at the root of cancer. All right, the last one on the list is olives. Yes, an olive is a fruit as well. Olives have something called oleuropein and another one called hydroxytyrosol. Both protect you against the growth of cancer cells. Olives are like a natural shield. They protect the body from the inside out. Another cool thing about olives is that these phytonutrients increase something called apoptosis. When the cell is sick, it naturally commits suicide to protect the whole body. So the phytonutrient in olives can help cause the cancer cell to commit suicide. So that's a really good thing. All right, so now let's talk about how a fruit actually developed these compounds in the first place. These plants have developed certain compounds to help them survive as a defense mechanism against the stress from UV radiation, pathogens, viruses, other bacteria. They can't run away from anything, so they have to develop all these compounds to teach whoever eats them a lesson. So these anti-cancer plant-based chemicals also inhibit certain enzymes. Some of the phytonutrients also increase what's called autophagy. What happens is it causes your body to start eating damaged cells and then turn those into new proteins. And also some of the plant-based chemicals that kill insects create a very mild short-term stress in our body that then causes our body to compensate and become stronger. Think about this. If a child never gets sick, they won't have an immune system. And having the body learn from that and become stronger. It's not good to eliminate all stress. These plant-based chemicals are not necessarily just killing or dissolving this cancer. They're getting rid of the things that turn into cancer, the inflammation. They're supporting the gut microbe around the cancer. And so even if there's more sugar in the fruit, the different phytonutrients with the fiber itself all buffer a lot of that sugar. So it's not like eating a candy bar at all. So I really think that food should be our medicine. Unfortunately, the medical industry does not look at food as medicine. And it's just bizarre to me to think that you can get healthy by taking a medication. Currently, I'm involved in doing research on cancer with a group out of Europe. And we published several amazing studies on cancer using these natural compounds in plants because they have virtually no side effects, as chemo does have massive side effects. That's the problem with trying to address cancer, to kill it off. You need to use something in the body that does not have the toxic effects. So check it out down below, and I will see you in the next video. Before you go real quick, I have a course entitled How to Bulletproof Your Immune System. It's a free course. I want you to take it, and here's why. Here's you. Here is your environment. Everyone is focused on this over here, avoiding your environment. But what about here? What about strengthening your immune system? That's what's missing. This course will show you how to bulletproof yourself, and so you can tolerate and resist your environment much better by strengthening your own immune system. I put a link down in the description right down below. Check it out and get signed up today.